We saw yesterday, and we got a lot of response not only on our website itself, but of course Ron Mike Richards is now heard in Calgary on Rogers Sportsnet Fan 960. And once again, the guy burning his jersey, Liam McGuire, chipped in. Donald Rosner, our good friend in New York, who offered
Donnie Ross.
Free bagels from Boss Bagel for the rest of John Tavares' life should he have stayed in New York. And it was a real interesting sort of cross-section of what people thought, including that guy's statement that how dare that number one pick not stay for a lifetime with that team, that being the Islanders.
Yeah, and he talks about how certain players will sit there and spend their whole career. So I thought, okay, well, what is that actual percentage when you think of some of the players? So I actually had to check it out myself. You look back at it, it's a lot of the older type players when there was the Regional Six. When they expanded to 21 teams, what I grew up, and you look at it with guys like George Armstrong, Jean Beliveau, Mike Bossy, you're talking about heroes that have been retired for 20, 30, 40 years. Yeah. You get more into this year's mainstream. People will know Bobby Clark of the 70s, one of the great captains, a Manitoba boy, of course. Ken Danico, Pavel Datsyuk, and Eric Daze with the Chicago Blackhawks. Shane Doan, because he was drafted by Winnipeg State in the organization, guys like that. But you look throughout, like a Ron Greshner, Craig Hartsburg, Milan Hayduk, Thomas Holmstrom, players like that. More recently, Mario Lemieux, but even Lemieux retired before the 2000 season. You sit there and you go, okay, well, in the course of an NHL season, there will be anywhere between 700 and 750 players per year, per league, and so forth. When you break down the numbers and you see some of the examples, which there have been a lot, but you have to consider the NHL's been around for 100 years, it maybe makes up 3.5% of NHLers will stick with your team. So the argument of he should have retired an Islander is absolutely asinine. I don't think there's too many players in today's NHL. I even go one step forward. Yesterday I said Austin Matthews. Today I'll say a different name. Sidney Crosby will not retire a Pittsburgh Penguin and everything's said and done, because by the end of it...
You're just trying to make
the
whole hockey world mad.
I'm just saying, by the end of it, if I was betting money right now, Sidney Crosby will be wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey at some point of his NHL career because of where his dad played and because of what the family has to do with the Canadiens and so forth. Will he go there anytime soon? Absolutely not. Will he play with the Montreal Canadiens when everything's retired, said and done, and you hang his jerseys? There will be Sidney Crosby 87 Montreal Canadian jerseys out there. Mark my words on that. I'm just giving you some insight.
What? We just become best friends?
Yep.